morning and good luck. And welcome back to Good Luck with Gino, episode 63. If you're joining us on Apple Music or Spotify, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and save it to your device. If you're watching on YouTube, and, well, you fucking better be. You better be watching on YouTube, because it's the #1 way to watch Gino the Ghost, the host of the Good Luck Podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the world. And if you were watching on YouTube today, holy fuck, would you be able to behold your eyes on a sight to be seen? Because what are we wearing today? We're wearing an official United States of America Olympic jacket from 1996 in Atlanta. My grandfather's old jacket. We're rocking it today in honor of the 4th of July, our nation's birthday. Okay? And it's a very politically charged episode today. So we wanted to really rock it. We really, I mean, man, and we're doing all types of great matching going on. We got the red Cardi buffs on today because obviously, I mean, if I'm going to rock the red, white, and blue, you know I'm going to knock out 2 of the colors with the glasses. We got the blue hat 90s by my boy, who so kindly sent me this hat. Fuck Render. Thanks, my boy. And, you know, we're showing our patriotism today. Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. The best way to do that is to take your dominant hand, whether it's your left or right. Just punch the fuck out of the subscribe button, right? Maybe really just give it a fucking good one. And go ahead and maybe open the FaceTime on your MacBook if you have it, or if you don't, open up Zoom. Call yourself and say to yourself, I'm an oil man. And this is my son, HW. And you're going to go ahead and grease up that algorithm with that oil, aren't you? And you're going to do that by leaving a comment. Maybe you want to leave a couple comments. We're going to get into the week. So yeah, 4th of July was this past week. I was in Palm Springs. Well, I was in Indio, like by Coachella area. We rented a house. We did a little barbecuing. We did a little pooling. I was with my girlfriend and her family and some friends. It was a good time. And, you know, maybe I'm just in my 30s, but I'm all set on fireworks. Yeah, I'm all set. I'm all about, you know, hot dogs and grilling and burgers and pooling and, you know, whatever the fuck else. Monster truck rallies, shooting rifles in the field, you know, whatever the fuck people do on the 4th of July. But fireworks are just, for me. You know, I am all set. We don't got to go do sparklers or light off bottle rockets because do you know why? I don't want to blow my fucking hand off. I don't want to stain the concrete of the Airbnb and have to pay a fine. I don't want to get arrested. I don't want to spend the money on them. It's just not worth the risk. Life is terrifying. You're going to introduce another factor to go fucking blind? Dude, the weatherman from where I grew up, good family friend, like lost his eye in a fireworks accident. NFL defensive end, Jason Pierre-Paul, JPP, fucking stellar D-end, blew his fucking like 3 of his fingers off. Just stop it. Okay? Enough. And it's like, oh, we're going to go down to the beach and watch the firework display. Hey, are you 13? We're done. So what have I been doing all week? Well, how many hours are in a week? How many hours are in a week? There are 168 hours in a week. I have spent maybe 100 of them playing the new Elden Ring DLC. It's all I'm doing. All I have done this week is play Elden Ring. You guys know it's my favorite. It's the best game ever made. If you're a video game fan, I implore you to crack that bitch open. It's the best game. I mean, it's cinema. They came out with the DLC. It's like a sequel. I mean, it's obviously not as expansive as as the Elden Ring, the OG, but I mean, mono. It's immaculate. That's incredible. So, okay, 100 of my hours have been doing that. I would say another 10 hours have gone into binging this new TV show called Scavengers Reign. It's actually not a new TV show. So it debuted on HBO last year, I believe. Netflix just put it up, the first season. It is so fucking cool, man. It's called Scavengers Reign. It's an animated TV show. It's an animated sci-fi. I wouldn't say it's anime, but it feels like Studio Ghibli. It's basically like this spaceship. They have to have an emergency landing, and there's like 5 escape pods that go out on this crazy planet, and it's just this insane alien ecosystem that these survivors have to like navigate and try to survive and get back to the ship. And it is so fucking sick, dude. Man, it's really cool. They're like 20-minute episodes. You can binge them. So like, watch it, see if it's for you. I've never seen a show like this. It's just it's beautiful. It's like fascinating, like the time that the creators took to create this world. I think it was a book originally, it was adapted, and they spent a very long time just like building out this world, and it is so cool. I really implore you, you gotta watch it. Okay, so let's move on. I want to talk about something that is a little touchy for me just because of some of the relationships I have in music, but I can't bite my tongue because at the end of the day, I'm here to protect creatives. And if that means I got to burn a couple bridges, then I guess I'm fucking Tom Hanks. Huh? I guess I'm Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan. I guess we're blowing up the bridge. A friend of mine who is like an independent artist asked me to look into a competition called the Next Hitmaker competition. Okay, so there's this thing, it's gaining popularity. A bunch of artists have been posting about it. The Next Hitmaker. And it's a competition powered by a company called Colossal, which is like a marketing company for fundraisers, but it's put on by Rolling Stone and Music Cares, which is a fundraising charity organization that helps, put money in the pockets of organizations around the world that help uplift songwriters or like artists and people in music in impoverished areas. Anyway, so Rolling Stone's involved, Music Cares is involved, Gibson's involved, Busta Rhymes is involved, and it's a competition where you enter the competition, and it's like a bunch of independent artists competing to win $10,000 cash prize, a Rolling Stone article, and a chance to perform at the Rolling Stone annual showcase. Now, what's the problem with this? The problem with it is it's a massive fucking grift. The problem is that the Next Hitmaker competition is a scam. How is it a scam? Well, first of all, anybody that registers to be in the competition gets selected. Anybody that registers makes it into the first round of competition, which is by voting. So the winner is selected by voting. Okay. To vote, you have to make an account. You get 1 free vote a day, but guess what? You can donate up to $100 per action. You can donate $100 to buy 100 votes or something like that. It is a pay-to-win voting competition. And the only way to have a chance at making it is to beg your followers and family members or cut the fucking check yourself to advance in the competition. It is a giant grift. Okay? The donations go to DT Care, which is another charity organization, and then a grant will be issued to Music Cares as a donation from DT Care. We don't know what that number is. Are they donating all of the money? My guess is probably not. It's a black box. Nobody has any idea how much is actually being donated. If you read the fine print, they can change the rules at any time. Okay? Artists, never, ever, 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 ever participate in a competition like this. These kinds of competitions prey on struggling artists and use buzzwords like fame, fortune, star to manipulate you into begging your fucking family to give them money. Anytime a competition or opportunity asks for money, it's a scam. 100%, full stop. No serious competition, no serious opportunity is going to ask you or your fans for money. Ever. You will not get your big break. You will not make it. You will be completely embarrassed. You will make an ass of yourself in front of any fans that you have. Your family members will whisper behind your back. You will not be taken seriously ever if you post about a competition like this. I'm telling you this because I love you, okay? And I care about you, and I want you to succeed. Shame on Rolling Stone for being involved in this, honestly. It is such a bad fucking look, dude. And I know they probably need the money because publications are failing. And they're asking for $1 a month or whatever the fuck to read their content, all of them. So they got to invent ways to make money. This is not the way. Preying on independent artists is not the way. Because none of these motherfuckers are going to win. You know how these all work. Oh, there's rounds of competitions. First, it's a group of 50. Then it's a group of 20. And you fucking beg and people keep having to pay and keep having to pay. And they're paying and you're paying to win, first of all, $10,000. What a fucking joke. What the fuck am I going to do with $10,000 as an independent artist? Buy a microphone and an interface? Pay for one music video or two? So I got to beg people for, by the way, $10,000. Anybody that makes like the third or fourth round of the competition will have extracted $10,000 individually. Scam. So yeah, dude, bummer that Rolling Stone's involved in this. I got people that work there. I know they're not involved. What the fuck, guys? This is bullshit. We're uplifting and empowering independent artists. No, you're not. No, you're not. Well, you're going to write a Rolling Stone art? Like, ask anybody that's been in Rolling Stone or been in these publications. It's a good look. You don't, like, get posted in Billboard or Rolling Stone and then become famous. You don't perform at a showcase in front of, like, 2,000 people and become famous. Oh, you're going to get Busta Rhymes is going to fucking hang out with you for a day? Dude, like, artists, reject this. Disgusting. Moving on. In the sports world, this floated across my desk. There's a kid named Olivier Rioux. I think that's how you say it. He's a French-Canadian basketball player. He's 18. He's 7'9" and growing. And he just committed to Florida University to play basketball. 7'9". And when I say 7'9", I want to put that in perspective. That's 8 feet tall. That's this much less than 8 feet tall. You're an 8-footer. That is too tall. You're too tall. Hey, man, you're too tall. Victor Wembanyama is 7'5". No, 7'4". I'm sorry. He's 7'4". This kid's got 5 inches on Victor Wembanyama. Oh, and by the way, he's 290. He could snap Victor Wembanyama like a twig. I think he's technically considered a giant. I'm pretty sure technically, by definition, he's a giant. Like he'd be in Game of Thrones, walking along a fucking those giant arrows that they shoot at the dragons. He looks like one of the Titans in Attack on Titan. He's too tall. He's got a 93-inch reach, dude. 93 inches. I'm no math guy, but that's like this wall to that wall. That's an exaggeration, but 93 inches. He can basically dunk from the free throw line, standing on the free throw line. He's a monster. This guy was going against Michael Jordan in Space Jam. This is like Air Bud, but if it was with a golden giraffe instead of a golden retriever. What is France putting in the water, dude, between Victor Wembanyama and this guy? Actually, I think he's Canadian. He's French-Canadian. Same shit. Same shit. But this is the weirdest thing. I don't know if I'm painting this picture enough. I'll put a photo here so you can see. Look it up, though. He looks normal. So he's 7'9", but you know how like really tall people, they normally aren't, they're like disproportionate. Like they don't look, how do I word this eloquently? They look like a giant, right? They're either like super skinny or their head's huge and they look unhealthy almost. God, this sounds horrible. I mean, sorry, you were blessed with the gift of height, okay? Fucking cry about it. But if you look at like Yao Ming or like even Shaq, who, by the way, Shaq is like, this guy's got like 9 inches on Shaq, okay? But this guy looks totally normal. Like he looks normal, just enlarged. You know when you like put those like, I don't know if when you were a kid you had these, but you put those like little sponge dinosaurs in the water and then they like fucking get huge. Do you know what I'm talking about? Please tell me you know what I'm talking about. Please, if you haven't greased up the algorithm yet, please tell me you know what I'm talking about and I'm not just so old that I know what that is. He looks like a normal guy just enlarged. Like he looks like he walked into a Make Me Big machine. He looks like the movie Big, but for an adult. He looks photoshopped in real life. He's like just, it's like imagine me and then just 2 feet taller, okay? Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the sequel, and instead of shrinking the kids, you just make them big, you know? I don't know. The NBA is going to have to raise the rim soon. This guy's just too tall. You're telling, like, what, in 10 years we're going to have, like, 8'4" centers? How much taller can they get, dude? Enough is enough. Okay. Let's get a little bit more serious here. I'm going to take a little sip of water. And we're going to start getting political. Oh, God. I'm sorry. You guys know I hate getting political. But here's the thing. When you have the responsibility of running the fastest growing podcast in the world, you do have to use that platform to at some point address issues that may make some people a little uncomfortable. Now, my fans, we got people on the left, we got people on the right, we got a lot of people in the middle, right? I like to think the Good Luck fan base here is pretty rational. So when I talk about what I'm about to talk about, I want you to know that I'm coming from a place where I love everybody for the most part. Okay? I disagree with a lot of people. I mean, if you ever look in my comment section, it's a war zone. It's the movie Civil War, oftentimes, especially when I talk about politics. But we can disagree on stuff, but just know for the most part, I love you. Okay? And I want us to find middle ground, and I want to challenge your perspective. And I want you to challenge my perspective. We need to have civil discourse. What we're not going to have civil discourse on is what happened in Nashville, which is a Nazi march. We had a Nazi march in Nashville. Let's look at this video. Just neo-Nazi white nationalist march. Here it is. Look at these fucking dorks, dude. Why is bro dressed like a Boy Scout leader? I mean, look at the Khaki Klux Klan marching around fucking cosplaying as Captain America. How embarrassing. Dude, how embarrassing. Do you know how I know it's embarrassing? Because they're wearing masks. How proud can the Proud Boys be if they're scared to show their fucking face? The only one that showed his face was the Boy Scout guy leader that was just reading a terribly written speech off of a napkin that he grabbed from the Waffle House where they all probably met up before marching the streets of fucking Nashville. These people are the biggest losers. Okay? I could sit here and dunk on the 4chan brigade that's cosplaying as Confederate soldiers all day. There is a bigger point to this, not just to dunk on Nazis. Just making fun of them for being, oh, I'm scared. They're coming for the white race. You fucking losers. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because we as a nation built on democracy need to reject this ideology vehemently. We need to start punching Nazis in the fucking face, okay? First of all, if you see one, just go ahead and punch them in the face. But not only do we need to reject Nazism, but we need to reject it as it closely aligns with fascism. Okay? I just said the F word. I know. We're going to get into it. Nationalism, which this technically is, it's a white nationalist mark. And nationalism isn't the same as fascism, obviously. But fascism builds upon ultra-nationalism as its foundation. Okay. And a fascist movement starts with a demagogue using ultra-nationalistic populism to like appeal to the people that support that and gain their support. Okay. So it's like it masks it as like patriotism, America. And this is how they frame it for when they make their next move. Enter our main story. Okay. We're going to talk about Project 2025. It is a complex, frightening thing. So again, I want to put a disclaimer. If you're a Republican watching this, I want you to watch and listen to this with an open mind. If you're a Democrat watching this, I want you to watch this with an open mind. Okay? I'm going to just objectively they're not fully objective. I have opinions, but I'm going to give you the facts of it. And I want you to know that I say this all the fucking time. People think that I'm liberal because I'm like socially sort of liberal, and they think that I like, but just, I'm coming from the middle. I'm trying to be objective here. And this is absolutely fucking terrifying. Project 2025. So let's talk about it. Okay. Here's the overview. Project 2025 was developed by the Heritage Foundation and supported by a coalition of over 90 conservative organizations. It is a 900-page comprehensive plan intended to reshape the U.S. federal government if a Republican wins the 2024 presidential election. It is a handbook. It is a blueprint to completely dismantle, really, the U.S. federal government. It is a manifesto. It aims to consolidate executive power, reduce the independence of federal agencies, and implement a conservative agenda across various sectors, including education, healthcare, and labor. The thing that really raised my, because I've been hearing whispers about this, and I watched a thing one time that kind of started talking about it a little bit, but it didn't give it too much merit. There was a quote from Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts, who was on Steve Bannon's War Room podcast. If you don't know who Steve Bannon is, you might want to look into that. And he said, Republicans are, quote, in the process of taking this country back, adding, we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. Huh? I'm sorry. What? Will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. Why are we talking about bloodshed? This country, democracy, okay, which everybody is supposedly patriotic and in support of. Why are we talking about killing each other? So that's an alarming quote, but it's the president of the guy that put this together. So we should probably pay attention to it. So let's talk about Project 2025 and how it's a threat to democracy, okay? Now, before we get into this is not, Trump's not a part of writing this, but all the major conservative organizations and thought leaders, many of them, are connected to it. We'll get into this later, but let's just talk about the book first, okay? So here it is, okay. Number one, they want to consolidate power. So basically, the first plan is the reduction of federal agency independence, which is to replace career federal employees who disagree with conservative ideologies with political appointees, which basically means you're going to replace federal workers who work for various federal agencies with people that agree with you. You're eliminating bureaucracy. So the plan emphasizes granting the president significant control over federal agencies, which could lead to authoritarian governance styles bypassing the checks and balances essential to democratic governance. Now, I don't think Trump is literally going to be appointing these people. The idea would be, hey, Trump, once you're president, we'll take it from here. We got our guys that we'll appoint we'll go ahead and replace anybody that's not in agreement with our ideas. Well, why would they do that? Because then they don't need to rely on checks and balances like Congress, like the Supreme Court, which, by the way, the Republicans have, as you know, stacked those chips in their favor. They want to roll back civil rights. Whoa, what are you talking about? You're being dramatic. No, I'm not. I'm just objectively reading what's in the fucking document. The project aims to remove any mention of abortion from federal laws and regulations. They want to reverse the approval of abortion pills, and they want to defund organizations like Planned Parenthood. They want to destroy LGBTQ plus rights. The project promotes policies that would reduce protections, including bans on gender-affirming care and the rollback of anti-discrimination protections, yada, yada, yada. They basically want to destroy the civil liberties of everybody that's not a straight white individual. Okay, now, I don't give a fuck what you think about gay people. I don't. You're entitled to your opinion. If you think that gay people don't deserve the same rights as straight people, then you are a shitty fucking American and a shitty person. Period. Full stop. If you're like, I think gay people are weird and I think, whatever, man. I don't care. If you think that gay people don't deserve the same rights or protections, you should probably reread the Constitution. Moving on. They want to eliminate the Department of Education. The project proposes dismantling the Department of Education, which enforces civil rights laws, including Title IX protections against sex discrimination in education. They want to, and this is the words, they want to suppress woke propaganda, which, how the fuck do you define woke propaganda? There's a focus on eliminating what is termed as woke propaganda, which would stifle free speech and academic freedom by promoting a singular ideological viewpoint. They want to completely eliminate environmental protection. They want to deregulate environmental and labor sectors, rolling back environmental protections and labor laws. They want to disband unions. They want to ban porn. They want to ban porn and imprison anybody that makes porn. They want to throw OnlyFans models in jail. I mean, huh? And just to give you an idea of how crazy it is, like, why do they want to, why is this so dangerous? Because just to give you an idea, again, no matter how you feel on the issue, you might be pro-life. You might think abortion is murder, and you might think that abortion should be illegal, right? But if you're an American, you should believe in people being able to vote for that. You should believe in Congress and all the checks and balances in the U.S. government having to agree and vote and then decide that it should be that way. Under this document, per this document, they could just appoint everybody in the FDA to be people that agree with that ideology, completely partisan. You have to be against abortion to be an executive in the FDA. And then they can just ban abortion medication. They don't need Congress. They don't need the Supreme. They can just reverse the decision to approve abortion medication. And just, that's it. No more Plan B. No more abortion pills. That's one example, okay? So again, even if you disagree with it, if you disagree with abortion, you should, as an American, want people to have the right to vote. And you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, guess what? It's fascism. That's not democracy. The term borderline fascism is what critics are using to describe Project 2025 due to its potential to centralize power and suppress dissent, which is, the definition. These actions can lead to the erosion of democratic institutions and civil liberties and pose a serious threat to core values of democracy. You're basically turning America into a Christian North Korea. Again, I'm Christian, but I don't want... can you remove yourself from the party that you vote for a fucking second and really think about that? That doesn't fucking terrify you? How is this even possible? Well, there's a Supreme Court decision, Trump versus United States, which granted former President Trump immunity from prosecution for official actions taken while in office. What does this do? It shields future presidents from legal consequences, increasing executive power and reducing accountability. Then you got the overturning of the Chevron deference, which removes the requirement for courts to defer to federal agencies' interpretations of ambiguous laws. It limits regulatory power of federal agencies, and that aligns with Project 2025's goal to centralize power under the executive branch. Okay, so this concentration of power of the executive branch strengthens presidential control over regulations and just fucking diminishes checks and balances entirely. If you understand the three branches of government, did you remember the fucking animated show when you were a kid and you learned about that? Okay. It's like a game of rock, paper, scissors. And under this, rock just fucking smokes everybody no matter what. Doesn't matter. Paper, we're still crushing it. It's a paperweight. Now, let me take a sip of water. And we're going to put on the fucking pit vipers because it's time to continue. We're going to get even increasingly more serious. We're going to get increasingly more serious. I know that was a pretty serious, heavy moment, but we're going to get even more serious than that. So if you're driving, you might want to pull over. If you're standing or maybe you're on a walk, it's time to sit down. Because, oh no, he's got the pitties on with the fucking United States of America jacket on. What's happening now? Because now this is catching a lot of momentum. Now everybody's talking about it. John Oliver just did something about it. You know, all the fucking news organizations are talking about it. Twitter's ablaze about it. TikTok's talking about it. And again, it's not just Democrats and the left that are worried. It's not just MSNBC running a scare piece. Fucking Republicans are like, yo, whoa, what's going on here? What is this? Trump, just last night, as I was putting this segment together, has begun desperately trying to distance himself of this as he realizes voters and the general sentiment is not fucking with this. And he put out this post on Truth Social, which claims he doesn't know anything about it or who's behind it. And he's a trustworthy guy, so we can just believe him on that, right? No. The problem is that he spoke at a Heritage Foundation event when he was president, and many of his former staffers are advisors. One of them being John McEntee. Does that name sound familiar to you? It should, because we've made fun of him on this show many times. He's the fucking loser that does the date right stuff videos. You know, the guy that eats food at the restaurant and makes horrible, racist, bad conservative jokes that he stole off the internet. You know, that guy? That's like, oh, huh? If I chop my dick off, then I can't rape a woman, but what's the difference? Like those jokes that are, huh? What the fuck did you say? You know what I mean? Those just like weird jokes that like, the guy that got fired by the Secret Service because he was literally such a security threat to Trump and the administration, because he had so many gambling debts that anybody could pay him off for anything. So they literally removed him. Now this guy wants to be put back in charge of hiring federal employees. You know, the federal employee that was fired from being a federal employee. The guy that was a key orchestrator of January 6th. The guy that texted Mike Pence's chief of staff and told him to help them overthrow the government behind Trump's back. This guy is a main advisor that, by the way, Trump hired. He got fired, then he brought him back. So you do know. Now, Trump's in a tough spot because moderate voters are not fucking with this. A lot of Republicans are not fucking with this. And it's empowering the Democrats' campaign is a huge pain point for the Republicans. And my guess is we'll be hearing about this nonstop all election cycle. And what's unfortunate for Trump is that just putting out a statement and vehemently denying knowing this or giving it any merit, it's not really enough because nobody believes you. You lie a lot, buddy. And what's tough for them is that, like, you know, there's a lot of people that watched that first debate and watched Joe Biden literally shit down his leg and be like, well, fuck, I mean, I guess I got to vote for Trump now. I'm not voting for this geriatric fuck. But then this is making headway. And those same people are like, well, maybe I do just vote for the grandpa that's going to shit down his leg, because at least it won't dismantle this democracy. And I want to be clear, like, I'm not, this isn't to scare you. I'm not trying to, like, because to Trump's credit, he did vehemently deny this. Whether it's true or not, he at least vehemently denied it. But the problem is, this won't go away if Trump doesn't win. There are all the alt-right organizations and the alt-right movement have been picking up headway. And if Trump doesn't win, or if Trump does win and is like, nah, not fucking with this, they'll just rebrand it to Project 2029 or Project 2033 or Project whatever year a Republican gets in office and does align with this. And that's horrifying. This country is in a horrible fucking spot. And we have to reject this. Full stop. Republicans, you have to reject this. You have to. Because again, Trump, at least for now, has rejected it, but we know that this man will stop at nothing to surround himself with ass kissers and yes men. A lot of politicians will. We have to reject this because you're underestimating how quickly we can plunge into a totalitarian dictatorship. That's a fun word to say. Totalitarian. You're underestimating how quickly we can just plunge into absolute fascism. Reminder that German citizens elected Hitler and the Nazi Party into power. I know that sounds dramatic. Whenever you bring in Nazis, people go, well, you're being why would we not be? It wasn't that long ago. Now, do I think that, Donald Trump's going to get into office and then this is going to happen and then we're going to put people in concentration camps? I mean, probably not. But you see how immigrants are treated? You don't see a future where this, look, again, yeah. So what do you do as a voter? I don't fucking know, man. Because to be honest, like, if you vote for RFK, that's a vote for Trump. Sorry. I hate to break it to you, but Kennedy's not winning the election. Okay? If you vote for Biden, I mean, that guy fucking sucks. But, like, pick your poison. These are the facts. Is this for sure going to happen if Trump does win? No. Could it? Yes. So, do what you will with this information. I know people are going to be like, oh, here's Gino being a fucking liberal. Blah, blah. Hey, suck my dick. Do you know why? Because I love this country. Are you wearing an American flag jacket right now? No, you're not. Okay. Did you grill hot dogs at 120-degree weather in India? No. Did I? No. Ria's dad did. Did I eat them? Yes. You know what they tasted like? They tasted like patriotism. They tasted like 1776. That's what they tasted like. Aged since 1776. They tasted like fucking America. And I don't give a fuck if people think I'm pandering to any side. Because the only side that I align with is the side of fucking rational thinking and the side of democracy and the side of this country not plunging into fucking It's already chaotic. Even more chaos. These fucking Nazis march. There are a lot of people that care way too much about the wrong thing. And they will think that they are defending that thing. They think rolling shit back hundreds of years is progress. It's not. Unless you're a racist fucking cocksucker. And if you are, stop watching my show and go play in traffic. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to have fun. And I'm going to take the pit vipers off. Whoa. I just like fucking teleported to another dimension of I really felt like Captain America there. I felt like Chris Evans. All right, make sure the pit vipers are on them properly. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, let's put the cardies back on and have some fun and get into everybody's favorite segment, yeah? We're going to roll into the FOH HOF. We're going to roll into the fuck out of here Hall of Fame. Now, Republicans, if you're watching, if you're still watching and you haven't unsubscribed and turned the show off, just know that we're making fun of a lot of liberals in this next segment. You're going to enjoy it. Here's the first one. Behold whatever the fuck this is.
I am a cow, chicken, and a pig. My entire life I've been abused and crammed into a very small, dark place where I can barely move my body. I go mentally insane from the boredom. I live a life of nothing but suffering. I am forced to live in my home and be.
That is the worst song ever made. You know, usually songs are supposed to rhyme at least one time. That was just a run-on sentence. The drummers in the back aren't even on beat. They're just like... What time is this in? I am a chicken, cow, and a pig. What the fuck?
I am a cow, chicken, and a pig.
Is this a Wesley Willis song? The chicken cow, the chicken. Does anybody remember that? Did I just age myself again? This song. Who's calling me? I'm filming a podcast. Fucking asshole. This song.
I am a cow, chicken, and a pig. My entire life I've been abused and cried.
This song is in every key on the chromatic scale. I am in A major, A minor, B major, C minor, D major, F minor, F major, G minor, and a pig. Bro sounds like a Catholic priest. In him, with him, in the livery of the Holy Spirit. Amen. You know, like Catholic priests just can never fucking sing on key. This is actually the communal prayer at the Church of Liberal right before they take the Tears of Christ. I am a chicken, cow, and a pig in the name of the Holy Spirit. Nothing is more annoying than carnivores dunking on vegans about eating meat. You know, when someone's like, I'm a vegan, and they're like, oh, I just had a delicious cheeseburger. Like, that's so annoying. But this is a rare exception. It's okay in this video. Honestly, a slaughterhouse might be more humane than this song. If they played this song at a slaughterhouse over the speaker system, all the animals would volunteer as tribute into the wood chipper. This song, I might retire from music. The only thing worse than this song is the choreo in the background. Look at the fucking choreo, dude.
I am a cow, chicken, and a pig. My entire life I've been abused and cried.
so
small
bad.
dark place where I can barely move my body.
Move my body. He sounds like System of a Down, kind of. With my facial suicide, I cry when animals deserve to die. How many times did they rehearse this? They're just all like, look at the background dancers. They're looking at each other. They're fucking up. They're rolling the wrong way. Of course, this is in San Francisco, too, by the way. Average day in San Francisco. Bro kind of looks like Freddie Mercury, low-key. Beyond meat, Freddie Mercury. Behind beat, Freddie Mercury. Beyond the beat, Freddie Mercury. You know? Gayer than Freddie Mercury. Although, the flame pants kind of go crazy. The fit is actually kind of hot. I kind of, pun intended, I kind of rock with the fucking fit. I'm not going to hold you up. Anyway, that's hilarious. Okay, moving on. God, I've been sent this video maybe 400 times. And of course, we're going to make fun of it. This is a masculinity retreat. Here's the video.
Tears cleaned my soul and I cried. Took a cup, filled it up with you, with all the joy and the sorrow and the fear. Oh, I let myself cry. Oh, I let myself.
Gay? I mean, first of all, ironically, sounds like a slaughterhouse. Listen to these men cry, please. We got to bring the fucking vegan guys back here to sing for these poor men. Look at these guys, dude. They spent, by the way, here's the kicker. They spent $10,000 to go on this retreat.
Tears.
This aerial shot, they look like a bunch of raw hot dogs in a pot of simmering water waiting to boil. And I know that water smells like hot dog water, by the way. It's literally a sausage fest. This looks like one of those natural home births. You know, and the bath water is just fucking disgusting. And there's just like embalmed fluid and fucking blood. And this looks like one of those natural home. Ironically, it is a bunch of babies. Just being held like toddlers in the masculinity retreat. A masculinity retreat. More like retreating masculinity. You know? Masculinity is fucking retreat. Fall back! Fall back! This is gayer than gay pornography. Maybe we should ban pornography. This is... Are they crying because they spent $10,000 to soak in a hot spring with 20 guys? And they could have spent that money on anything else. I mean, I just know for a fact, I know that their wife's vagina packed a suitcase and left town after this. The vagina he walks in, the vagina's just, where are you going? I'm leaving. Why? What do you... I bought a one-way train ticket to Pensacola. Where are you going? Wait, I saw the video and I've never been drier. But you gotta, please, I can explain. The vagina just storms out. And can you blame the vagina? Look at this video, dude. They're holding the back of their head like a baptism. A baptism of bitch-assness. It's like a water park for divorced millionaires. Splash Ass Mountain. And of course, if you're listening, spoiler alert, it's all white people. I mean, it's just all white people. There's not a person of color in sight. It's just whites. Whites. Looking like a fucking Midsummer sequel. Like, men should be encouraged to be vulnerable and display their emotions, just not in a jacuzzi with 30 other naked weeping men. Okay? Back in my day, depressed men used to drink 7 beers before Monday Night Football and cuss out Tony Romo in front of their children. Like a real man. Just turn to alcoholism and die at 68. Like a real man. This is embarrassing. Clint Eastwood would keel over and die if he saw this. Have some goddamn American pride. Okay. Last video. Take one more sip of water. Yeah. Presented without comment.
What you mean it ain't real? Look at these.
Came out that one thing where they throwing whatchamacallit, rocket power to the fullest, you hear me?
How you gonna say he ain't creative? Look at that man. You ain't never seen somebody like that before. Yeah.
Is that permanent blackface? Did he tat blackface on his face? Did he go to the tattoo parlor and go, yeah, I'm gonna just do blackface. What are we doing today, man? Yeah, we're gonna just do blackface. Huh? Yeah, just black ink all over my face. And don't miss my ears. Make sure you get my ears too. Yeah, we're just gonna do blackface. Black ink. Yeah. It actually it looks blue, kind of. It looks a little blue. It looks like it was maybe supposed to be black and then it faded to blue. All the ink poisoning that clearly just seeped into his brain, which is rotting. So now it's like kind of turned into a hue of blue. So now he kind of looks like the final member of the Blue Man Group. Martin Luther King. Certainly a bold decision to dye your face blue so you look like Skeeter from the show Doug. But he went with it. And now he looks like a chimney sweep. Bro looks like a stick of dynamite blew up in his face in a Looney Tunes cartoon. We making it out the coal mine with this one. He looks like the sly moon emoji in real life. And like, what the fuck are they saying?
What you mean it ain't real? Look at these.
Came out that one thing where they throwing whatchamacallit, rocket power to the fullest.
What the fuck this is either Florida or Ohio. I would put my life on it. I would put all the money in all the money that I have, all the liquid. We can lump up all the liquid assets, all the jewelry, all the designer, all the dumb shit I've bought over the years, all the really good investments that I've bought. We could lump it all up, and I'll put all of that on the table that this is either Florida or Ohio. We might need to blow up both states just to be safe. What the fuck did this guy in the back seat say? What did he say?
What you mean it ain't real? Look at these.
Came out that one thing where they throwing whatchamacallit, rocket power to the fullest, you hear me?
Rocket power? All I heard was rocket power. If woogity 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 was a person, it's this guy. He looks like if Otto from Rocket Power developed a meth addiction. We are tweakers on a mission, dumbass kids in play position, Rocket Power. You guys know the Rocket Power thing. Bro in the backseat looks like Kodak Black wearing whiteface. Actually, Tell me I'm wrong. You can't. Keep looking. Sometimes I say something that I think is it's good to laugh at yourself. Okay, back to the guy in the front. What's going on with his lineup? He gave himself a stencil lineup and then forgot to erase the chalk line. So that's a thing. And who's in the car with them? There's like a third guy. I'm pretty sure they're just taking a carpool ride to their parole officers with the extra chromosome in the back too. I mean, look at this duo. This is a fun duo, huh? These guys. They look like they eat Tide Pods for breakfast. Hey guys, instead of snorting bath salts, you should try using them to take a bath. Maybe. Oh man. I hate to bring up Project 2025 again, but Republicans, are you sure you don't want to legalize abortion? Maybe we should have post-birth abortion. Maybe we should. Okay. Well, you know, and let me tell you something. My algorithm is a lot of fucking nerve, okay? Like, this is the type of shit that, and I think because I make fun of all these videos that, but you know what they say? God gives his toughest algorithms to his strongest soldiers. And that's me. That's me. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. I don't have a Just Ask Gino segment this week because I forgot. And that's on me. And, you know, we're going to be better next week. Next week, we're going to be better. So if you want to propose a question, I got a bunch of questions. I'm going to go through them again. But if you want to propose a question for next week's episode, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram. You can ask it in the YouTube comments for the Just Ask Gino segment. We can talk about music. We can talk about tech. We're not going to talk about politics. We can talk about relationships. We can talk about whatever you want. Feel free to ask me a question. I'll pick the best one or two that I want to talk about for next week's episode. That's going to conclude our show, guys. Again, I hope that you consumed this podcast with an open mind today. And if you have thoughts or opinions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And make sure you grease up that algorithm one more time, huh? If you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Send it to a loved one or an enemy. Download it to your device. If you're watching on YouTube, and you should be watching on YouTube, Gengar, tap that like button ever so delicately. Smash the fuck out of that subscribe button and grease up that algorithm one more time with a comment because you're an oil man. And until next week, as the future of democracy hangs in the balance, good night and good luck, and we're going to go ahead and end it with everybody's favorite song. You thought I forgot. But I never forget. I never forget to play everyone's favorite theme song. Good night and good luck.
Everybody listen close.
There's a brand new show
that you gotta know. It's called Good Luck
with who?
with Gino.
Well, that's me.
It's gonna get you moving, get you in the zone. Good luck, good vibes, good times. With Gino by your side, you'll be feeling fine.
Hey.
Every week, he's gonna bring the hype.
Woo!
So come on, let's go tune in online.
You hear that vegan singer? That's how you hold the key, you son of a bitch. Shout out Pudgy Penguins.
Good vibes, good times.
With who?
With Gino, it's gonna